Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now we are going to practice the walking meditation. This time, before start, we think about sitting posture. Now you are sitting on the floor. You think now, I am sitting over there. Mindfully, you are sitting there. Now I am sitting on floor. It's time to stand up. Slowly stand up from your seat. Mindfully take up your body, take up your legs. Mindfully you are standing up. Slowly you can stand. You are turning your attention to all the parts of the body, taking up your body, taking up your hands, taking up whole the body. Now you are standing on the floor. Think, I am standing now. I am standing. Now you start walking. Think about your legs, taking up right leg, putting down right leg, taking up left leg, taking down left leg. Slowly, mindfully start to move. When you turn back, do it mindfully. I am turning back. Then stay 1 second. Now I am standing. Then start to walk. I am walking mindfully, thinking about the touching of the earth. My feet are touching the floor, left and right, stepping on the earth mindfully. Practice walking meditation. Move slowly, rising and passing. The legs are coming up and down. Rising and passing, taking up and taking down. coming and going. It's similar to all the phenomenon things, arising and passing, and arising, remaining and passing. Take up, remain 1 second, then keep again. It is example of all the phenomenon things, the nature of all the phenomenon things is same, arising, remaining and passing. Uppada Thiti Bhanga. I am walking, experiencing this nature, coming and going, taking up and taking down. In the same way, the things in our body are arising, remaining and passing. Now I am walking with the thought of vipassana, thinking of anicca, dukkha, anatta as it is coming and going, as it is arising and passing. My body also fades into that natural happening, arising and passing. Many parts are decaying. My sense organs are decaying moment by moment. Eye, ear, nose, tongue, and whole the body is decaying moment by moment, changing moment by moment. The cells in the body, the neurons in the body, the nerves in the body, all other sections in the body are changing moment by moment. In this moment also it is happening. This body is always changing. Decaying. Hair, teeth, eye, lung, heart, kidney, hands, legs, all the parts of the body are decaying even in this moment. This body is impermanent because it is always changing. Why I attach to this body? No need to develop craving on this body. It is produced by four elements: earth, water, heat, air are the components of this body. They are the basic elements of this body. With the support of these elements, this body was produced. When we separate the parts of the body, we can't name it as a human being. Different names are there to introduce the parts of the body. This body is full of putrid things, rotten things. It is disgusting. This body is covered by a beautiful skin. Inside, there are lots of bad things which are emitting bad smells. This body is always producing suffering. If I love this body, it is a cause for the suffering. I should not love to this body. This body is changing moment by moment, decaying moment by moment. The skeleton is covered by flesh and skin. When we remove all these outer section, flesh and skin, it is difficult to see. It produces fear. Can't see with a fearless sight. This body is releasing various kinds of bad things. Urine, blood, pulse, saliva, phlegm. All these things are full of bad smell. When I don't take bath, it is emitting bad smell. If I don't wash this hair, it releases bad smell. If I don't brush my teeth, it produces bad smell. If I don't wash my mouth, it produces bad smell. If I don't clean my ear, it produces bad smell. This body is full of bad things, always emitting bad smell from this body. This body is impermanent. This body is producing suffering. Therefore, I should not take it as my own thing. It is not mine. It is not I. I don't want to take it as my soul. It is not my soul. I give up the craving on my body. I stop developing the craving on my body. This body is impermanent, anicca. This body is producing suffering, dukkha. This body is not to be taken as my own thing, anatta. Anicca, dukkha, anatta. Anicca, dukkha, anatta. Anicca, dukkha, anatta. All the other aggregates are facing to the same condition. Vedana is coming and passing. Various kinds of feelings are arising and passing. There are no permanent feelings. All are temporary, experiencing. Feelings are impermanent. Feelings are producing suffering. If I attach to those feelings, it is a cause for the suffering. If it is losing, at that time the suffering is produced. Sanya, all the signs, Rupa Sanya, the sign connected to the eye, are always changing. The signs are changing. The pictures are coming and going, arising and passing. impermanent. The signs of the eye are impermanent. They are producing suffering. If I cling on these signs, if the signs connected to the eye are impermanent, are producing suffering, I should not take them as my own. The signs related to the eye are soulless, no soul. Can't take all those past, present, and future signs, features, pictures as my own. All features are changing moment by moment. They are impermanent. They are producing suffering. They are having no soul condition. I can't take them as my own. The sounds which are connected to my ear are always changing. Moment by moment, different sounds are coming into the ear. They are impermanent. They are producing suffering. If I cling on those sounds, it is a cause for the producing suffering. If those sounds are impermanent, producing suffering, I should not take them as my own thing. No soul, selfless, can't take them as my own. The smells which are connected to the nose are always changing, time to time, moment by moment. Different smells are coming and going. The smells are not permanent. They are impermanent. The signs connected to the nose are impermanent. They are producing suffering. If I cling on that smell, it is a cause for the suffering. The smell, the signs of the nose, the signs of the smell are impermanent, are producing suffering, are not mine. Gandha aniccham dukkham anatta. Gandha anicca dukkha anatta. The taste which are connected to the tongue is impermanent. Different kinds of taste are experiencing. They are not permanent. They are changing moment by moment, food by food, different tastes. No need to cling on this taste. If I cling on this taste, it is producing suffering. Useless. If it is impermanent, if it is producing suffering, I should not take it as my own. No soul on taste, no soul on tongue. The taste, the sign of taste is impermanent. It is producing suffering. It is impermanent. It is producing suffering. If it is so, I should not take it as my own thing. The taste is not soul. I no need to cling on that taste. I don't take it as my own thing. The touch, which is connected to the body, always changing. Different kinds of touch are there, connected to our body. Sometimes they are producing happiness. Sometimes they are producing suffering. They are not permanent. They are always changing. Impermanent. The touch which is connected to the body is impermanent. It is producing suffering. If it is producing suffering, I should not take the touch, the sign of touch, as my own thing. I don't want to cling on that touch. It is a temporary thing. It is not a permanent thing. The touch, the sign of touch, is impermanent, is producing suffering due to the increasement of the craving. If it is impermanent, if it is producing suffering, I should not take it as my own thing, not soul. It is not mine. It is selfless. Potthappa, anicca, dukkha, anatta. The touch is impermanent. The touch is producing suffering. The touch is no soul, selfless. The mind is connected to the science of Dhamma. The Dhammas are always coming and going into the mind. They are not permanent, arising and passing, coming and going. The Dhammas are impermanent. If I cling on the Dhammas, it is producing suffering. If the Dhammas are impermanent, If the Dhammas are producing suffering, I should not take them as my own. I should not take them as my soul. They are not mine. These are the signs which are impermanent. Rupa, Saddha, Gandha, Rasa, Sparsha, Dharma. All these signs are impermanent. All these signs are producing suffering. All these signs are having no soul, selfless. No need to have bondage on this sign. Sanskara. The thoughts are coming and going, moment by moment. Different kinds of thoughts are coming into the mind. They are changing moment by moment. Thoughts are impermanent. The sanskaras are impermanent. They are producing suffering. If I cling on them, if they are producing suffering, if these thoughts are impermanent, why I take them as my own? There is no soul. The thoughts are not to be taken as soul. They are selfless. Vijnana, the consciousness, which are connected to the sense organs, they are impermanent. The consciousness connected to the eye, Chakku Vijnana, is impermanent, coming and going. It is producing suffering because of the clinging on them. Chakku Vijnana is producing suffering. If it is producing suffering, I should not take it as my own self. It is impermanent. Sota Vijnana, the consciousness connected to the ear, always changing. Sound by sound, it is changing. It is experiencing momentariness. Moment by moment, it is changing. The sound of the consciousness of ear is impermanent. It is producing suffering due to the attachment of the sound. If it is impermanent, if it is producing suffering, I should not take it as my own. There is no soul connected to the consciousness of ear. Sota Vijnana is anicca, dukkha, anatta. Ghana Vijnana, the consciousness connected to the nose, is impermanent. Moment by moment, different kinds of smells are coming into the nose. They are experiencing impermanent nature. The consciousness connected to the nose is impermanent. it is producing suffering due to the attachment of the smells. If it is impermanent, if it is producing suffering, I should not take it as my own self. It is no soul. It is selfless. Jivha Vijnana. The consciousness connected to the tongue is impermanent. Different kinds of tastes are coming into the tongue, always changing the taste. The tongue is producing suffering due to the attachment of taste. If it is producing suffering, if it is impermanent, the Jivha Vijnana is not to be taken as my soul. I should not take it as my soul. I should not take it as mine. It is not me. It is not I. It is not mine. Kaya Vijnana. The consciousness connected to the body is always changing due to the different touch. Touch is different. Sometimes happy, sometimes suffering. Happiness and suffering. Sometimes equanimity. Due to the touch, these three kinds of feelings are arising and passing. The consciousness related to the body, Kaya Vijnana, is impermanent. It is producing suffering due to the attachment of the touch. If it is impermanent, if it is producing suffering, I should not take it as my own. I should not take it as my soul. The Kaya Vijnana is Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta. The consciousness of mind, Mano Vijnana, is always changing. Different kinds of dharmas are coming and passing in the mind. They are coming and passing, arising and passing. They are impermanent. They are producing suffering due to the attachment of the dharmas. If the Kaya Vijnana, Mano Vijnana, the consciousness of mind is impermanent, if it is producing suffering to us, I should not take it as my own. I should not take it as my soul. It is no soul. It is selfless. All these consciousness are anicca, dukkha, anatta. In brief, the form, the feeling or perception, the signs, the thoughts, the consciousness which are connected to me are impermanent, producing suffering. Therefore, I don't take these names and form as my own self. No soul, selfless, anicca, dukkha, anatta. With the thought of this inside meditation. Now move to your seat slowly. Take your seat. Then think in the same manner. Think the impermanence and suffering and soulless condition of these 5 aggregates. Meditate few minutes on that theme. 5 aggregates are face into impermanence. They are face into suffering. They are facing to no soul condition. We can't take these 5 aggregates as our own things. Therefore, they are anatta, no soul, selfless. Concentrate your mind on this vipassana object. Continue thinking on these 5 aggregates as impermanent, as suffering, as soulless, anicca, dukkha, anatta.